The first step in turning a taper with the taper attachment is locking the taper attachment to the ways. Then move the carriage near the middle of the taper attachment. Next, loosen the guide rail locking screws and move the rail to the desired taper setting using the adjusting screw. One end of the guide rail is graduated in taper per foot, or TPF, and the other end in degrees. Once the rail is set to the proper graduation, in our case that's 5/8 of an inch TPF, tighten the guide locking screws. The taper attachment setting can be checked using the lathe's digital readout, or DRO. To do this, move the carriage in the cutting direction until the cross-slide axis shows movement on the DRO. This will ensure that there is no backlash in the cross-slide. Next, set both axes to 0 and move the carriage another 1 inch, and then check the cross-slide DRO field. In diameter mode, it should show the taper per inch, or TPI. In our example, the desired TPI is 0.0535. Keep in mind that it may take a few adjustments and checks in order to reach the desired setting. To eliminate the problem of backlash with the cross-slide, set the compound rest parallel to the cross-slide so that the cut depth can be set using the compound rest. Next, mount a turning tool and set an appropriate spindle speed and longitudinal feed rate. Position the tool near the end of the work with the carriage. Then start the spindle and touch off the diameter using the compound rest. Next, move the carriage far enough toward the tailstock so that when the carriage is moved toward the headstock, the cross-slide backlash will be removed before touching the workpiece. Then set the cut depth using the compound rest. Then move the carriage toward the headstock about 1/8 of an inch from the end of the work and engage the feed clutch to begin a cutting pass. At the end of the cutting pass, return the carriage to the start position. Set the depth for another cut using the compound rest and take another pass. Continue taking passes until the required dimensions are machined. The taper can be checked using a mating part, or a taper gauge and Prussian blue, or with an optical comparator.